are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
Rickea Jackson got it done for Tennessee. And really, man, she just continues to be one of the most versatile and prolific scorers in the nation. Going to be one of the top draft picks in the WNBA draft. One of my favorite players to watch. Tennessee picked up the dub 92-63, light work over Green Bay. They shot 58.3% from the field, nailed 8 3-pointers, shooting 40%. They got to the line and hit 14 of 19 free throws compared to 7 of 8 to Green Bay. They dominate the glass, which we expect nothing less with that deep front court they have, 43-26. Big effort there, 32 defensive rebounds. Love the 19 assists. They did turn it over 14 times, so they're going to want to, control that a little bit as they move deeper into this tournament and play more stiffer competition. We mentioned Rickea Jackson's handprints all over this game. 26 points, 2 assists, 1 rebound shy of a double-double, 9 rebounds for her. Tamari Key, 7 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds. Another one of those big bodies for Tennessee, man, that can really get it done on the glass and clog up the paint. Sarah Puckett finished with 14 points to lead the backcourt. Looking at it also, Jules Spear, who had an incredible performance in the SEC tournament, is following up with a hot shooting start. 13 points for her, 3 assists, and 1 rebound in the NCAA tournament so far in this game. And then off the bench, Tess Darby, 11 points in 19 minutes. Got to show her some love. So Tennessee advances. Big win for them, almost 30 ball. They almost beat Green Bay by 30. But they have a much tougher matchup in NC State next week on Monday. Speaking of NC State, they picked up a dub as well, as we know, obviously, because they advanced. But they beat up on Chattanooga 64-45. This one was an ugly game, though, y'all. I'm not going to lie. It was a really slow start. It was 13-9 in the first quarter. And NC State finally got it going, but they shot horrible from the field. They hit 18 field goals. Neither team broke 20 field goals, and they both shot an identical 33.3% from the field. This is the second worst shooting performance for NC State, man. It was not a good showing for them. They did nail 8 3-pointers. Free throws really helped them, though. They shot 80% from the line, hitting 20 out of 25. They dominated the glass as well, 46-29. The assist margin, they won. The turnover margin was even here, but NC State did have 5 steals and 4 blocks, trying to turn something into transition points. But free throws was the big deciding factor here, man, because it was a really horrible shooting night. I will say, though, Isaiah James, the leading scorer for NC State, continues to have a tremendous season. 19 points for her. River Baldwin, the big in the paint, 10 points, 11 rebounds, nice double-double. Sanaya Rivers getting back to her ways. That mid-range jumper was falling for her today. She finished with 16 points and 8 boards herself. Solid showing for NC State, but they cannot shoot no 33.3 from the field and expect to beat Tennessee. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm excited for this matchup, though. Rickea Jackson, Mimi Collins, River Baldwin down there. NC State's got some size, too. These front courts are going to battle. We got Jules Spears, Sanaya Rivers. It's going to be a really good matchup between these two teams. We mentioned Paige Bueckers and Aaliyah Edwards and Ashlyn Shea, the three-headed monster for UConn, leading them 86-64 over a very scrappy and proud Jackson State team out of the SWAC. Now, UConn shot 50% from the field. I mean, the ball movement was incredible. They got so many open shots. And, hey, man, they made the Tigers pay. They nailed 9 3-pointers, shot 37.5% from the 3. Jackson State left a lot of free throws at the line, but honestly, it wouldn't have made a difference. On the glass, UConn dominates 45-36, 23 assists, man, and Paige Bueckers was a big part of that. She passed up a few open looks, but she was dishing that rock. They will need to cut down on the turnovers, though. 15 turnovers. Gino Auriemma was not happy. It was some, senseless, just careless turnovers, man. Like, they were not valuing that rock in some possessions. It was crazy. They did have 5 blocks and 8 steals as well. And we mentioned the big 3 got it done for UConn. Aaliyah Edwards coming back, her first game back after the face injury in the Big East tournament. After declaring fresh off declaring from the WNBA draft, she had 20 and 10, 2 assists, imposing her will on the paint. Ashlyn Shade with a career-high 26 points, 1 assist, 6 rebounds. And I gotta say, man, Shade, even off ball, is constantly moving, looking to get open, looking to spot up and get her shot off. So, love to see that aggressiveness for her, especially since, man, she really wasn't expected to play a whole lot of minutes at the beginning of the season. But with the injuries, the freshmen's had to step up. Speaking of stepping up, Paige Bueckers playing the best basketball of her career. 28 big ones, 7 assists, and 11 rebounds. 3 assists away from a triple-double, and she was incredible in this game. On the glass, playing all over, running the one, passing the rock, setting up teammates, scoring it, picking her spots, getting to the paint, hitting shots, She can just do it all. 3-level score. She was aggressive in the paint. And then she was passing that peel, y'all. So definitely shout out to her. Nika Mule was good in this game, too. Very efficient. 7 points, but also 7 assists and 4 rebounds. Shout out to the 6'3 freshman, the big Ice Brady, with 4 assists of her own. And UConn was really moving the rock, man. The ball movement was superb for them. Next up, they have a big matchup against Syracuse, and that is going to be a show, a battle of 2 elite guards. Syracuse and Arizona might have been the best game of the day. It really went down to the wire. Shout out both of these teams leaving it all on the court. Syracuse closed it out, though, 74-69. DeAsia Fair went on an 8-0 run by herself, the number 4 leading scorer all time in college women's basketball history. Syracuse, man, just getting it done. Toughness, grit, and this group is just scrappy. They shoot 45.2% from the field. Arizona actually shot better at 47.2%. And then from the 3, neither one of them were particularly good, but Syracuse did drill 6 threes compared to 5 from Arizona. The free throw line was huge. Syracuse shot 23 free throws, but only made 12 of them, left a lot, almost half their free throws at the line. That could have been crucial. They did win the rebounding battle 37-32. They lose the assist battle. Arizona won the assists, the blocks, the steals. They shot better. But the 21 turnovers and the 22 fouls, I think, ultimately did them in. You cannot turn over the basketball or be sloppy on defense like that. Looking at it for Arizona, they did have some stellar play from Skylar Jones. 24 points for the guard. Jada Williams also had 14 points, 3 assists, and 1 steal. Helena Puello, 14 points for her. So a balanced attack, man. It just wasn't quite enough, man. And we got to talk about DeAsia Fair, man. 32 points. 4 assists, and we mentioned she closed the game out on an 8-0 run to really put the dagger in Arizona. They were trailing late in this contest, man, but Fair would not let them lose. They also got big production from Alyssa Latham, 10 points for her. The only 2 double-digit scorers, but Fair continues to put this team on her back, and they are riding her all the way as far as she can take them. But big win for Syracuse, and they have a big matchup. This matchup with Bueckers and Fair, the point guard position next week, is going to be spectacular. They probably won't be guarding each other, but, just watching these 2 talented guards go at it. 28 points for Bueckers, 32 for Fair. We know it's going to be a big-time matchup when these 2 take the floor on Monday. The Irish kept rolling. Notre Dame won their matchup 81-67 over Kent State. It was a rough showing for Notre Dame, though. I'm not going to lie, but Sonia Citron carried this group. Now, they did shoot 52.2% from the field. It was a slow start, but they finally got it going. They also nailed 7 3-pointers while holding Kent State to 31.8% behind the 3-point line. But Notre Dame, man, 44.4% from free throws. Coach Ivy's definitely going to have something to say about that. They also got out-rebounded 37-32. They did share the rock a lot, though. 24 assists, so you love to see that. Only 9 turnovers, but 17 personal fouls. Got to clean it up on defense. They did have 10 steals and 5 blocks as well, showing very good effort on the defensive side of things. But hey, you got to cut down on the fouls. Now, we mentioned Citron led this group, 29 points for the upperclassmen, 4 assists, 6 rebounds. When the shots falling, the shots falling. The freshman Hannah Hidalgo, all first team ACC, first team All-American, 14 points, 11 assists, dropping the slight double-double with 2 rebounds as well. Anna DeWolf gave them 12 points as well. So the guards did their job, man. They came, they made perimeter shots, they shared the basketball, and they advanced with the big win, 81-67. We're still waiting to see who Notre Dame will play next, but they are going to be a tough out. They won this game in dominant fashion, and they didn't even get their best from one of their best bigs, Maddie Westbeld. Next up, we got to talk about the biggest name in the sport, Caitlin Clark and Iowa making their tournament debut against Holy Cross, picking up the dub on their home court 91-65, and there was never any doubt about this game. It was a little bit of a slow start, but Iowa blew it open quick. After the first quarter, they really got rolling. They shot 46.3% from the field, knocked down 10 three-pointers, got to the free throw line and shot 27 free throws. Left a few of them at the line, but more impressively, what we need to see is a good sign of the effort on the glass. They dominated 50-37, 34 defensive rebounds, limiting Holy Cross to 1 shot. A lot of possessions. They also were sharing the rock, 21 assists. They had 11 steals and 5 blocks. 14 turnovers, you don't love it, but in this game, when you're up that big, you can get sloppy. Especially when you start rotating some of those players that aren't used to playing a whole lot of minutes. Caitlin Clark, though, 27 points, 10 assists, 8 rebounds, not disappointing. 2 rebounds away from a triple dub. Gabby Marshall. Yeah, we know it's Marshall, but she Marshall in March. Continues her hot shooting streak. 11 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds. Another double-figure game for her in scoring. And she continues to take on the challenge of the top scoring perimeter threat on the opposition's team. How about Kate Martin getting it done with a double-double? 15 points, 14 rebounds. They really rely on her durability and her versatility. And Iowa's secret weapon, the 6'3 junior Addison O'Grady, having a career day, man. 14 points, 5 rebounds, and she really ran the floor exceptionally well. She clogged the paint. I don't know where she's been hiding, but she gave some very productive minutes. 14 points and 5 rebounds in 14 minutes. Yeah, they definitely need more of that, man. So shout out to her. She could be the secret weapon for this group. Noticeably, though, Hannah Stokey only played 10 minutes in this game, had 2 rebounds. They didn't really need her, but, just something to note there. Total team effort. Iowa had 4 players in double figures. We talked about that supporting cast of Iowa and who was going to step up, and man, O'Grady just came out of nowhere. That's really what's been lacking, is like a reliable post presence. Now, I will say Stokey's been good, but she's not exactly just one of those back to the basket old school fundamental players like Iowa's had down low before. She's more of a hybrid forward. She runs the floor well, she can finish down low, but she's not huge in body size. O'Grady, now she is bringing the boom, and if they can continue to get production like that, hey man, Iowa, that's just another weapon in the arsenal for them. Still no word on Molly Davis, though, and what's going to happen if she's going to come back their third leading scorer on the year. She would be a big boost for this group if they can get her back. But Iowa moves to 30-4, and we wait for their matchup and who they will play on Monday when they get back in action. Rounding out our games, USC, the women of Troy, pick up a 32-point win, one of their biggest blowouts in NCAA tournament history. They beat Texas A&M CC 87-55, and holy Forbes, but we'll get to that. The Trojans shot 52.3% from the field. They knocked down 10 three-pointers and hold Texas A&M CC to 2 of 15 from 3, just contesting, using their length, using their size. and they get it done. They win the rebounding battle 43-41. You want to see them shoot a little better from the free throw line, but great effort. 25 assists as well. They were really sharing that rock. We got to talk about it, though. 14 blocks and 14 steals. The defense really shining, holding this group to 55 points. But 14 blocks is insane, y'all. Come on. They forced 19 turnovers, get 14 steals as well. And we see just a dominant performance. Juju Watkins had 23 points in her tournament debut and broke the single season scoring total for a freshman in USC history. And we know the type of talent that has come through there. Cheryl Scoops, Lisa Leslie, the list goes on. A big name, though, Mackenzie Forbes, the transfer, comes in. 23 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds, a hot shooting night for her. Kayla Padilla, another transfer, 10 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, scoring in double figures. Raya Marshall, the other big, 10 points, 11 rebounds, and getting active on those block shots as well. And 6'2" forward Caitlin Davis getting it done on the defensive end as well, racking up the blocks, showing the length. And, hey, man, we just got to talk about the new addition of Davis being inserted into the starting lineup and making things happen. The length for USC, if they can continue to get this defensive pressure and presence from their team, oh, my, 14 blocks? Are y'all serious? Man, they are going to be one of the most dangerous teams in the tournament. They are one of the hottest teams in the nation, and they keep on rolling. They have a big matchup against Kansas next week, so we'll see them back in action, man. Heck of a day for women's college hoops. A lot going on, a lot of headlines. I know we started things off talking about Coach Kim Mulkey and how that whole situation's going. It'll be interesting. A lot to monitor for next week. Some big-time matchups, some big-time storylines happening off the court. We know there's some games tomorrow that I will keep y'all updated on, but just the stars are coming to play. This tournament hasn't disappointed yet. The stars, the players, the big-time players are making big-time plays. When the lights is on, you got to perform, and that's what we are seeing from these teams. And it's just impressive, man. The storylines are writing themselves, and it's a lot of big games left, a lot of big matchups. But a lot of these teams making their debuts, the freshman Hannah Hidalgo as well as Juju Watkins, not disappointing. Continue, they earned that first team All-American for a reason. They continue to just be some of the brightest stars in the game. And hey, they're moving on. Their teams are moving on. Y'all make sure, though, let me know in the comments how y'all feel about all this and how everything's going down. Holler at your boy. Let me know how y'all feel. That's a wrap for us for all the latest and the greatest. I am Brandon Blakeney, a.k.a. Brandon Lee TV. Until next time, hey, we out.